It's finished. I'm now going to call the family out to see it. It's done.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Whoa.
That is seriously cool.
Wow, that looks so nice.
We're going. You've left anything behind?
No, is this alright if I have a water bottle leaning here? Nothing that's going to break or...
No, you're good there. You're good there. Bye.
Love you.
I'm Andrew St Pierre White. Join me as I share my passion for building four-wheel drive trucks and travelling to the remotest parts of the world. After 10 months of the most ambitious and exciting four-wheel drive build of my career, Gwyn and I are finally getting to use it on an Outback trip. We are heading out of rainy Perth northwards to the Pilbara, a vast area of remote Outback cattle stations and an extraordinary coastline. Our first night's camp will be at the side of the road, a common practice in Outback Australia. All we need to do is to get some distance from the road so as not to be woken up by the huge road trains. It's a trip free of a set itinerary. We're driving off into the wild, hoping for the best. This is the kind of travel that allows for lots of time to set up a good camp, few pressures and no deadlines. We did 560 kilometres today, an easy day. We only left home at, I don't know, it must have been about past 10, 11 o'clock. And we pulled over at the side of the road and we're on our way. We're on our way. And I'm getting used to the vehicle. It always takes me a bit of time to kind of just get used to a new vehicle, to get comfortable. It just takes me time. And I'm feeling so much more comfortable than I did on our first little test run, and I think it's largely because the shocks change has made all the difference in the world. So I went and bought myself a replacement Leatherman to replace the one that was stolen, and have to figure out now where the bottle opener is, because looks like it. I expected Leatherman to come rushing to my aid and send me a free one. They never did.
We like to dream.
Yes, so I had to... My other two were sponsored, but not from Leatherman head office, from Leatherman South Africa. So I bought the new Leatherman Free P2, one with the magnets and weighs nothing, and it's... Wave was my previous favourite one, and this one could be my new favourite. It's very nice. Very, very nice.
Super cool.
Very, very nice, I must say. That's a nice piece of kit. To me, there are two distinct ways of travelling by road in Australia. The one is that you can use almost any vehicle, tow any caravan, and you stick to the coast and you will have a lot of tourists with you. Occasionally you might get lucky and be on your own, but that will be unusual. The other part is to use highly competent four-wheel drive vehicles. If you're going to tow, it's a small off-road trailer. Is to find desert tracks and camp completely on your own. And if you're lucky enough and you've got a bit of local knowledge or whatever, you can find the tracks down to remote and lonely beaches. But doing that alone, on your own, can be quite difficult, because you might need assistance in getting. The reason why there's no people there is because it's difficult to get there. We're kind of on this trip, bit of each. But it seems things are not going to be as simple as we had hoped. We're just filling up, we're at Meekatharra, filling up with fuel. Just learned that the it's a very difficult word to say, as are many of these Aboriginal words. Karla Milyi National Park is closed because of COVID-19, and I was chatting to some chaps who pulled me over at the service station. They just were admiring the vehicle. They don't know anything about the channel or anything. They just admire the vehicle. Came over, said hello, as is common traveling in Australia, and they mentioned that they were thinking about going there, but they found out that it was closed. So we cannot take our original route. I checked, it was fine.
It was fine.
But there's a small little alert thing. It wasn't on their website, and you picked it up now. We double checked, and there's a tiny little window alert, and you clicked it, and it's closed. So we have to find another route. Out with the maps.
Australia is very big.
Maps.
I mean, it's not as if we're not going to find a bit of remoteness.
Yes, but the remotenesses are closed because of the same reason why this is closed. Other remote roads are closed as well. It's not okay. The distances are so long that you can't just take a chance and drive and suddenly you find, oh, it's closed, and you have to travel all the way back on that same road. I mean,
yep.
You know, we have to be smart about it. So can you grab some maps? We've driven from Perth up to a town called Newman, which is where we had intended to leave the main road. And it's here that I'll fill up all the tanks. Okay, fill up with water. This is easy. I've had some challenges in my time, but I've got this kit. This will solve almost any water situation. This is going to be an easy one. Okay, we're good. So the range of the vehicle is the same as the troop carrier that had 90 plus 90 litre tanks. This has got a 130 plus a 110. Range is about the same, because my consumption is quite a bit higher. In this, I carry everything I need, filling up with water, jumper cables, and oil, gearbox oil, and main engine oil, and transmission fluid. That's what I put in that box. I slowed down, looking for a place to camp. It's 4:30. The light is becoming beautiful. We're looking for a track into the bush. I'd like to find a nice tree with some anthills next to it, and the yellow grass.
Perfect. That's our order.
Now we could drive straight over the Spinifex, but I prefer not to do that. I'm going to look for a campsite. So, know what I'm tempted to do? I'm tempted to just drive in that direction over there because it's open grassland where it's easy to see. And I think, okay, there's where the graders push the earth off the road, they leave a track, and there's a track, so we're going to climb on that. It'll be a bit sandy, and then I can see a clump of trees that I rather like. So I'm going to go into four-wheel drive and swing her around.
So how does this feel?
It's pretty exciting. I love doing this. I've done this a lot. Is come off the road, drive for a kilometre, off-road, and find a spot to camp. Can you see the tree over there that I'm heading for?
Yes, I can.
This is a very, very young spinifex, so it's not dangerous. Not bad, eh? Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Bit of a clearing here. I'll just reverse it slightly. So this is our area where we're sitting. She's just meeting her first spinifex. The baby.
So cute!
They're not cute.
They are when they look like this. I mean, man,
Okay, so now that's a more mature one. Okay, this is more mature, and what they sometimes do is that they actually become a circle, and the animals look for that. The roos will actually go inside, or any animal looking for protection would actually go inside a small circle of spinifex and sleep there.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to cause trouble with you in here.
I'll just come back slightly, and how we nearly, which are we flat? We're pretty flat.
I reckon that's a beautiful truck.
It is. We're slightly nose down, which is one of the things with this vehicle is. Amongst my kit are Maxtrax recovery aids, and they're not just useful for recovery. Here they will prevent blood from rushing to our heads while we sleep.
All in the name of art, because tomorrow morning we will have a beautiful sunrise with this tree.
This is Gwyn's very first trip into the Australian outback.
It's been a really interesting day. I had a different vision of what the outback was like. I expected it to be a lot of the same, quite the red sand, the bushes, because I've seen your stuff. I've
Yes.
seen your videos. I know what it looks like. I've seen pictures. So I expected a day driving of seeing basically the same thing. And well, essentially you could say, yeah, that's pretty much what happened, but it's not, because the landscape changes all the time in the sense that there'll be grass and then there's no grass, and then the bushes are all very, very shrubby, and then suddenly you'll get some trees and the colors change, and it's a changing landscape the whole time. So while it is very much the same, it is also very different, which made it extremely interesting for me today. I saw some things that were really beautiful.
I echoed the same, particularly on the Canning Stock route, and I keep harping back when I'm talking to you, but that was my most memorable Australian experience. And what was so striking was that the one day would be, even if you had 3 days of sand dunes, in between the sand dunes it would change completely, and then it would go back to sand dunes, and then it would change again, and the change was remarkable, and that's what I loved so much about it. And I think the Pilbara is prettier than the Kimberley. It just appeals more to me. visually, landscapey. It just does.
But it was beautiful today. And then you'd see the areas, those springs with the white ghost gum
The
trees.
ghost gums
And
in the yellow grass, these
they're
springs.
like fairy circles of gum trees and these beautiful white trees, and it's green, and it's just so exquisite. And then the flowers, the wild flowers, are just gorgeous. So it's been a beautiful day, absolutely beautiful. Australia, you have done well.
Are you feeling a little bit more comfortable with the camper now?
Yes, definitely.
Things are starting to find their
Come
place.
together and find their place. Do you want some alpine?
Yes, please. I've got a little bit of milk on the other side too. I'll go get it. So the kitchen is half here, half there. It still hasn't quite moved, hasn't migrated over here properly yet.
You see, the problem is the fridge is on the wrong side.
I've often said that with when people, when I'm working with them to build a vehicle for them, is that they are hell bent on having the fridge in the kitchen, and it's the wrong way of looking at it. It's a difficult thing to get through, but interestingly, Gwyn has actually picked it up.
I don't need the fridge next to where I'm preparing food. I'll go to the fridge. You're trying to conserve energy anyway, so you'll go to the fridge twice a day. You'll go to the fridge in the morning and you'll take out what you need from the freezer or whatever to get it defrosting, and at night you'll go to the fridge once to take out whatever stuff you need for dinner. It doesn't need a prime spot. Ideally, you want all your cooking on that side.
So
put
what
the
we
fridge
actually
here.
whoa. This is easy. We take the fridge slide and we put it
here, and we get
and we
some
take this and we do some kind of access
drawer.
system.
We do some drawers.
We do one of Rob's super light wood
drawers,
drawer system.
but it gets rid of lugging stuff and
We're doing this
all the time.
all the time.
It's like this
Constantly.
round the maypole. We're doing this dance.
And you're thinking, oh, what side of the car is it on? So you come on this side. Oh no, we moved it. We go back to the other side.
yeah.
And that's what we're going through right now.
Logistically, I'm trying to get everything that relates to preparing a meal, cooking a meal, consuming a meal on that side.
So that when we have the awning put on
that
everything
side.
is that's our activity spot. Which is how we had it on the troop carrier, if you remember.
And which
the
is
fridge
why it
was on
worked.
this side, the shower
Yes.
was on this side.
Because you don't use
You
them.
don't exactly, and it
use
worked
them-
better than this.
Yeah.
It's an
Rob,
easy.
we love you so much.
Yes, come and make us a drawer system, Rob. But it's got to be lightweight because, as you know, we're.
Rob's going to have to come camping with us.
Oh, hold on a minute. And I'm pretty happy with the handling of the vehicle right now. It is handling well, and I haven't been off road. Apart from that little thing there where the vehicle did this, you know, when you have a weight issue on a vehicle such as this, i.e. too much weight behind the axle, which is what I tried hard to do, correcting it by moving the rear axle back by 300 millimeters, extending the chassis length by 300 millimeters, but actually shortening the bed length. In effect, moving the weight forward. So, and only off-road when you start getting this weight transfer as the vehicle climbs and drops and falls, that weight transfer, that's when a badly loaded vehicle tells. It becomes difficult to control, it becomes awkward to control, the front wheels tend to lift up a lot, you tend to lose traction on the front axle very, very quickly, the back wheels, if it's the ground is soft, sink in very quickly because the weight balance is too much on the back and not enough on the front. Steering starts to become vague in extreme cases. So that's not happening now. The car's actually feeling quite good. I'm happy with it. And I'm worried about now taking that amount of weight and putting it on the back. It will affect things negatively. the suspension because it was fitted. We've done, I don't know how many kilometers, but enough for me to need to check it. They were loose. Before we head off today, I must check the suspension components. Work done just before we left. This includes top and bottom bolts of the front shock absorbers. That's good. They were just a tad loose. Yo, it's prickly under here. Rear shocks likewise, and importantly the rear spring U-bolts. Couldn't check the U-bolts because my tube socket, 19 tube socket, has gone. I always keep my tools in there. I don't move them about, so why it's gone I don't know, but I guess you can't check.
Son-in-law.
You cannot, it could be called that, but you cannot check absolutely everything. We can no longer go through the Carla-Millie National Park.
Yep.
We will go as far as we can. We'll find a place to bush camp tonight, and then tomorrow we'll come back. Instead of going all the way up, tomorrow we'll come back and we'll continue up there towards Marble Bar and the coast.
Okay.
That's all. We need more of this, and we'll get more of this. We just have to go looking for it. So we are on the first stretch of gravel at speed. What do you reckon? The ride?
It's good.
It's good,
It's
eh?
actually very good. We hit a cattle grid. Well, we didn't hit it, we were warned, but it handled it beautifully.
Huh? No, my feet are soaking. My socks are wet.
Oh dear,
It's so pretty.
it's gorgeous. Maybe any vile Australian waterborne diseases one should be aware of.
Not that I know of. So you mean Bilharzia, for example?
Yeah.
Is Bilharzia an African disease? I don't know. You don't get Bilharzia here, but you might get a similar thing. Being Australia, where everything's trying to kill you, something. Going on your tiptoes doesn't help.
Store-bought princess. Actually, my socks are all right. It's the top of them that got nailed.
You know, if you stay on the main roads, you miss this kind of stuff. We just carry on like we've been doing. You never know what we might find.
Around the next corner.
What was it?
You get these areas where you'll suddenly have these little rocks on top of the sand, and there'll be these little patches of it. And as you're driving along, it looks like water. And I wanted to stop and have a look at it. It really does look. Does it look like it's been? Quite pretty. Science experiment 101.
It's magnetic, so just pull that off there. Just
It's already got something
pull it off the
clinging
strap.
to it.
Pull it off the strap. So to see how much material that it picks up when you put it on the ground. Just put it on the ground.
Ooh, it's jumping. So cool. That's fun.
That's how much magnetic material is here. This is astonishing.
Incredible. Let's do it again. As I say, we'll be taking this off forever. So, there's method in the madness of why Andrew's taking this firewood home. Maybe he will tell you. Or not. You'll have to wait and see.
So we are going to have to turn around. We've hit a couple of signposts saying no entry, restricted entry, and this particular part of the road, actually you need a permit anyway. Even if it wasn't a COVID situation, you would need a permit on this piece of road. So I'm not allowed to be on this road, so we're going to go back. And all we can do really now is go back the way we came. But we did see some interesting places that we think we might be able to find a really nice spot to camp. So I think we're just going to wander back, and we tried. We had to give it a try. Yeah, you see that's the road there. That's Billanuka Access Road. Yeah, we won't be doing that. Okay, we tried. All good. Well, it's just before 2. We should actually look out for a campsite. I mean, we should just drive the routes.
I am.
Okay, good.
I am.
Because we could, if we find a really lovely place, hopefully with a bit of shade, we could just park. If we really like it, maybe just stay a couple of nights. Just enjoy the nothingness.
Yes.
So the Parnagur community, which is 244 kilometres, is closed to us. And that's the road that goes next to the national park that we wanted to visit, and the national park is closed. And there's another sign over there saying no entry to Jigalong and Cotton Creek. Jigalong is another Aboriginal community, not allowed in, and that's that way. But I thought driving along here, having the sign on that side of the road meant that that was the road that was closed. But I don't think it is, because Jigalong is that way, so I'm assuming that that actually means that way. That sign should be on that side of the road. Not, it's a little bit confusing, but I believe that not far along there will be another signpost saying no entry as we get close to Parnagur community. What do you want to do?
Well, I think we should go down and see. And if we have to turn back, well, then we turn back. No big deal.
We have turned onto the Talawana track. If we were to stay on this track for a couple of days and it was open, we would eventually reach the only refueling point on the Canning Stock route. Just travel without deadlines. Best kind of travel.
So nice.
We found a very interesting looking bush track into a cattle station. No harm in trying.
I think that's what we'll call the show. No harm in trying.
Yes. But we need to help the viewers with the shot out the windscreen.
Yeah. Oh, you just like keeping me working, that's all. Thought I was here on holiday.
Yeah, right.
Chance would be a fine thing.
You might need to take the lens cap off. Your better shots are always taken with the lens cap off.
Yes.
Not always.
Oh, well.
Gwynnie, I have a good feeling about this. I think we follow the road. It's going into the valley there. Look at these beautiful trees. There's obviously a creek. The flies might be bad here. It's a good chance the flies are going to be bad, but we don't know.
Well, like everything else, let's go and see.
No harm in trying.
No harm in trying. So do you want to tell me what your dastardly plan is?
I don't know. That's a very, very steep track. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. I think we could drive up it. So, it's I think what we should do is stop here and have a bite to eat and suss out how bad the flies are. But it's a beautiful spot, and I think we will take the Land Cruiser for its first proper off-road drive and drive up the top of that hill. That's after all why I built it. I'll sit on a log and have lunch. Oh, I live for this stuff. Just fantastic. So this would be, for your information, a cattle station. The size of this cattle station is probably about the size of most European countries, probably bigger than some of them. And I didn't see any no entry signs. It is private property, so we'll respect it as such. But it's, you know, they probably visit here. The people visit here probably 2 or 3 times a year and come and muster the cattle and take them away. But there's me sweetheart on a log.
With the lunch.
That's a good log.
Yep.
Very good log.
I've got an eye for logs. I've got an eye for logs.
Okay.
So, we're going to drive over the mountain, and then
Find a place to camp.
on the other side of the mountain.
I don't know. After a while we realized there were very few flies, lunch was good, and so was this campsite. Actually, it was better than good, so we decided to stay.